Ian, what's up, my man? Yeah, man, I'm gonna try to do some stuff on YouTube with Canes After Dark. So today is my trial run. So right now, trying to make sure I got everything set up here, and we'll wait till we get a couple people in the chat and get things going. Hey, Ian, let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Okay, dope. Okay, good deal. See, what's up, guys? Welcome to NFD TV, no more defeats TV. What we do is win, never taking losses. And shout out to all my bosses. This is Canes After Dark, NFD TV Canes, all day. Hugo, we're in the house. Ian in the house. Jason in the house. What's up, guys? I'm glad you guys are here with me tonight. It's been a while. I know I've been MIA on the whole live stream things, but with the world and everything that's going on, it's been kind of crazy. But I know you've been seeing some of the other videos and things like that that I've been putting out. And what I want to do is I want to just start back doing nightly. I want to start back doing nightly live streams just here where I can talk to you guys and kick it with you guys, keep you updated with a lot of things that's going on. And this is kind of what the format's going to be like. It's going to be kind of, yes, RP to Shula, definitely RP to him. Miami legend. But this is what the format's going to be like. Obviously, I'm going to work on what the screen's going to look like. I'm going to give you maybe some videos or some alternating pictures, so it's just not a still screen, but it's going to be kind of radio format, just because going live on stream, getting everything done, it just takes a lot of time. And sometimes when that gets involved, and then I have to make another video and blah 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 blah. Bottom line is, I think this is the most effective way that I can do it and get out content with you guys. So I'm pretty excited about that. So be looking for me. I'm not gonna make a certain time. I'm not gonna say 10 p.m. every night or whatever, because usually when I do that, something with life happens. I mean, I started Canes After Dark, and then we hit a pandemic. So I moved it to the podcast, and now I'm bringing it back to YouTube. So the podcast format, we had a lot of, we had a ton of great guests. You know, Evan Sherrills, Mo Sykes. We had some good guests. So I plan on making that happen on this channel, on NMD TV Canes. I would have done this on NMD TV, but there's a lot of other fan bases, and they come in and they chime in, and then we get into talking about this. I want this live stream to basically be about all Miami Hurricanes. Does it mean I'm going to talk about the Miami Hurricanes all the time? No, I will bring up current events and things like that, but I really want this to be less. I just want this to be me kicking it with you guys. I mean, honestly, for anybody who's listening, I know we got how many? We only got 3 people in the chat right now. That's what happens when you're not consistent. But I want to thank everybody who's been grinding with me. You go where a part of the Patreon squad. I appreciate you. Ian, man, you share, like everything that I do, man. I appreciate it. Todd Nightingale, always there from the support. Been here for a while. Jason, same way. You guys that are here have been here for a while, and I definitely want you guys. I want to say I appreciate that. So I definitely wanted to get some type of live call-in show, and this is the best way that I think I can do it. And we got a lot to talk about today. So let me grab my water, and we can get into talking about a big-time player we just got. Elijah Arroyo. Now, if you want to know what the film looks like on Elijah Arroyo, I tried to put it on the screen, but there was a lot going on with my camera here. Let me see if I can. It's kind of freezing up, so I can't put his highlights on the screen, but I did do a highlight reaction video to him. If you guys want to head over to that channel, that link's in the description. But this kid is good, man. I'll be honest with you. It's a kid that came out of nowhere. A lot of schools started to look at him a little bit late. His recruitment just got started on fire, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, this kid's being offered by Alabama, by Georgia, by Auburn, by everybody. And Miami gets this kid. Tight end U does it again. How can I put this? I try not to put too much on a kid, but when you look at this kid's highlights, this kid looks very special, man. You can line him up inside. You can line him up on the line. I saw him pancaking guys, and that's what I'm most impressed with, because we know nowadays most tight ends are going to be able to line up inside the slot, but I still want to make sure that when we put a tight end on the field, can we run with you? Because that's what separates the good from the great tight ends. When you put a tight end on the field, it used to say to the defense, there's going to be a run play. There's going to be a run. But now when you put a tight end on the field, you never know, because you're looking at a guy that can run or that can throw. So that's big time when you get a weapon like Elijah Arroyo. And with this kid, 4'6", 6'4", but with them being 6'4", in this guy's long, and when you watch his highlights, you see his catch radius is through the roof. His catch radius is super nice. So it's something that's pretty dope when you really take a look at what this kid can do. Line him up inside, line him up outside. Did a great job getting open in zone or man. If they went man on him, he was able to squeeze, get inside the safety's comfort space, and beat him deep. If he was in zone, this is the kid that I saw work. And he would get open. So after dark. So this was a good get, man. And when you look at what Miami's done, getting Elijah Arroyo, getting man, those guys' names are slipping me right now. We just got 3 total commits: Elijah Arroyo, Rodriguez, and Alan Hay, Malik Curtis. And I'll go down the line and just give you my quick reactions on all these guys. Elijah Arroyo, like I said, great catch radius. New age tight end. I like that guy a lot. Alan Hay, quick defensive interior tackle. He fits what Manny Diaz likes. Manny Diaz likes the smaller defensive tackles that can move good laterally, and I think he's going to fit well in this defense. You look at in the pipeline with the score. I always say the name wrong. Shahad Madada, blah blah blah. That pipeline is very strong. So we get another kid in Allen Hay. Malik Curtis, haven't watched a lot of film on Malik Curtis, but what people are telling me is he's like a Nigel Bethel. He's going to take some time to develop into a defensive back, but he could possibly fight for a return man special because that's what he did in high school. And then Ryan Rodriguez, we've known about this kid for a while. Once the pandemic happened, it was all said and done. I thought that he was going to commit. After we got Michael McLaughlin, I thought that Miami would get Ryan Rodriguez right after that, but he kind of waited a little bit. And once the pandemic happened, I said, yes, baby, this man can't go anywhere. You cannot go anywhere else. You're basically stuck. I mean, I hate to say stuck, but yeah, you're basically you can't take any other visits. You already liked Miami. You already wanted to commit to Miami, so we knew it was a matter of time. But let's talk about maybe some not so good news. You know, we didn't get Jason Marshall, Palmetto. We didn't get in his top 3, and that's tough, man. I just feel like we can never get the kids that are in our own backyard. We can't get for some reason on the defensive side of the ball. We did get Avante this past class, but you know, most of them talking about, you know, the Palmetto guys, the guys that went to Alabama, and I think if we were able to get those guys, maybe we look a little bit different. Who knows? But I know a lot of people have been killing Mike Rump, and that's what's gonna happen, man. When we have talent in our backyard, and even in a pandemic, we can't even make a top 3. Didn't make a top 3 in James Williams. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, he's still coming. He's still coming." I don't know if he's gonna make it. I don't know if he's gonna be a Miami Hurricane. I think he's for sure gonna be Georgia. So we're looking at top guys in Miami that aren't coming here. So that's something that you just don't like to see. But overall, with what Manny Diaz and his coaching staff is doing, I like it. They're saying, hey, listen, if y'all don't want to come to the U, then we're going to go to Texas. You know, we're going to fly all over the nation and find the guys that we want. And it's about development over stars. That's what I always say, and I'll stick by that. But I do think when you have 5-star gyms in your backyard, you do want to get that because it's going to make things easier on you in the long run. It's going to make things easier on you in the future. So shout out to everybody in the live stream, NMD TV, Canes After Dark. Just a little quick setup here, something I'll be doing nightly, just checking in with you guys, seeing how you're doing and talking about some things. So basically the news of the day that I also wanted to pivot to was Isaiah Walker has entered the transfer portal. We don't know why yet. We don't know why he entered the transfer portal. We don't know what's his plan. You know, will he make it? Will he come to Miami? That's a possibility. We know he was looking at Miami. I want to know why he entered the transfer portal, though. That is my big. That is what I'm wondering about. Why? Like, what happened at Florida to make him enter the transfer portal? Because there's a lot of people that say we want Isaiah Walker. Everybody wants Isaiah Walker. I think that follows Miami. A lot of people are saying, "Hey, we need this kid." But you looking at his recruitment. This is a kid that was at South Carolina, said, I'm committed to South Carolina. No way I'm going to decommit. And then all of a sudden, what happens? He ends up decommitting. And then he goes to Miami. He goes to Florida. He goes to Florida State. And basically everybody's trying to get the kid. And what happens? He goes to Florida. And before they can even suit up, before they can even get going, he decides to enter the transfer portal. And it's also important to note that just because you're in the transfer portal does not mean you're officially leaving. But most of the time it does mean you're gone. So that in itself is going to be interesting too, to see what happens with Isaiah Walker and if we could possibly get him over. The offensive lineman from Washington. I mean, not from Washington. Why did I say that? I'm thinking of red. From Houston. Let me know if you got anything you want to talk about in the chat, guys. Just a real quick live stream just to catch up with you guys, just to talk about some different things and see what we got going on. And my thing with the whole, I think we've got to get into the habit. Don't get me wrong, getting D'Eriq King from the transfer portal, that was dope. But I feel like every player that hits the transfer portal, everybody's crying out, we need this guy. We need this guy. We need him over to the team. Listen, how good are we if every time somebody enters the transfer portal, we need them? Let me ask you that. Because on one hand, I got people saying we're gonna win it. We're gonna win the ACC. We're gonna win the Coastal. And then on the other hand, I'm seeing guys saying that we need every transfer that hits the portal. And although I will never turn down talent, and I think you also need depth, I do think it's got to come to a point where when we're great again is when we have confidence of development of our own players, when we don't have to rely on the transfer portal. I understand doing it last year, and I understand going to get Quincy Roche and D'Eriq King. Those two are different stories. That's not the same thing as getting an offensive lineman from Houston who's coming off of injury. It's not the same thing of getting a kid, Isaiah Walker, who chose not to come to Miami and who quickly left the school he was going to. That's different from getting, kids who have different situations. So, just my thought on that. All right, guys, nothing too crazy tonight. I just wanted to touch base with you guys, give you an update, and also talk about our commit. Best believe I will be doing this nightly. I know tonight we didn't go too long, but I was just trying to make sure the system would work. And I'll be back with some better visuals, things just flashing, just so the screen isn't just still with the chat. And let everybody know, guys, and I'll be making more announcements as well. Ugarwell says, this is why until we're able to develop, we won't be back. Ugarwell, you're telling the truth there. If we got to run to the portal every offseason, what is that? I mean, what are you saying to our coaches? We don't have to develop the guys we get. Remember, Donaldson was a 4-star. It really never developed. These guys that we're getting, these aren't just bums, but it's like our offensive line is taking. We bring a recruit in, and he takes a step back. Hopefully, Garen Justice can fix that. But then again, we don't have anything to vote that off of. Anything looks good on paper. I can say that Garen Justice He was offensive coordinator at UNLV, so that's going to help him out. And I can say this and that, but bottom line, until we get it done, until he gets it done, we just don't know. We really just don't know. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here, guys, but be expecting to see more of me. Make sure you let everybody know. Like this video if you haven't already, and I'll be posting notifications to also let people know. That way we can have a more interactive chat. We can keep this going. We can take calls. We can get back to the old days. Back to the old days. Hey, NFD TV Canes, all Canes all day. I appreciate you guys. Hey, Ian, I'm excited too, man.